Welcome to video 23 on the Yamaha Montage MODX synthesizers. In the previous videos we had a look at scenes, we stored keyboard control switches in them, we stored the super knob in them, and right now it's time to have a closer look how we can store mixer settings into scenes. Let's press the category button and try to find the vintage case electric piano. Shortest way seems to be to type vintage over here, or only vint is enough, I hope. Yeah, I see it over here, the vintage case. A nice and smooth electric piano. Press the category. This is how it sounds. Okay, we can give it a little bit more volume, around 100, and that is a good start for our mixing scenes. Well, let's open up the scene tab or screen, and what we see over here is a mixer. We can put it on. We have two options, mixing 1 and mixing 2. And they contain different settings or parameters. Let's create a scene 1 with just this default sound. Why not? Then we have this as a reference. So all I need to do right now is press the shift button and scene 1 button simultaneously. There we go, 1, 2, 3, click, click, and it says scene stored. This is now scene 1. Okay, let's press scene button 2, and that activated here the top of scene 2. And we are going to do the same. Tap the mixer on. And well, we see that we can apply a little bit of reverb here. So let's increase that and see if that changes our sound. Yes, it does. We also have a var send available over here. I don't know yet what is in the variation effect. We'll have a look, but we can also try it out. Let's just increase it up to 80, and here. Aha! It seems, if I hear it well, that there is a stereo delay or a cross delay. And well, that is actually not bad at all. So we can use this as a scene, as a different sound from the one that we just stored in scene 1. We are now going to store these settings in scene 2. Press shift and scene 2 simultaneously. There we go. Yeah, scene stored. Well, let's do another one, but let's now go to mixing 2. Okay, let me press scene button 3. There we have it. Tap the mixing on and now tap mixing 2. And what we have over here is a cut-off frequency and a resonance and an envelope generator for the filter. The depth of it. We can try to make some changes, and we could close the cutoff frequency down a bit, increase the resonance a bit, let's say 16, 18, and increase the envelope generator depth a bit, and now have a listen. We created sort of a wah-wah effect. I'm not saying this is the greatest sound on earth, but it's just an example of what we can do here with mixing 2. We can influence the filter settings. So let's store this as scene number 3. Press shift and scene 3 simultaneously. Shift and 3, and it is stored. Okay, let's do one more, but now we are going to make it a little bit more special. Let's try to make our own stereo chorus, not by adding an effect, but creating it ourselves. Press the performance home button, and what we need to do to have a stereo chorus is two of these electric pianos, so we tap it and then make a copy. It goes to part 2, that is okay, and copy, and there we have it, two of the same pianos. We won't hear that because they sound exactly the same. Let me first press scene 1, that should be the dry piano. What we are going to do now is we give this one of them, let's do number 2, a little bit of pitch offset, so go to edit mode and then part settings, pitch, and there we have the detune, and it doesn't need much, let's say 2.4, something like that. We can already hear the chorus effect. However, it is not stereo. Well, that is what we are going to do in scene 4. So let's get out of edit mode by pressing exit. And now go back to the scenes, and then scene number 4, that is still empty. We tap the mixing on, we go back to mixing 1, and we put part 1 panorama or the stereo fully to the left and the other fully to the right. Aha, wow, that is quite a nice full stereo chorus effect, which we created ourselves. Let me give it a little bit more reverb, why not, and then the other part a little bit of that delay. Oh, well, I'm quite satisfied with this. The mixing 2 is still yeah, on 0, that's okay, we don't need the wah effect here. Let's store this in scene number 4, so press shift and then scene 4. It is stored. Well, let's enjoy our end result now. So let's have a listen. This is our last created scene 4 stereo chorus. Go back to scene 1, that should be the dry effect. But hey, it is not. It also contains both parts. Yeah, that's because we made a copy. So if we only want the dry piano here under scene 1, we have to add a little something and put on the keyboard control and switch only part 1. And then shift 1, store it again. And probably the same for scene 2. We want to store it with only part 1 on. And scene 3 also, only part 1 on. And now scene 4 has both parts on. That should do the trick, and now we should have the sounds that we want. The dry piano over here. Yeah, let's go to performance mode. Yeah, that is the dry piano. Now the piano with reverb. Yeah, that sounds nice. Now the piano with wah. Well, I don't know if that sounds nice. And now the chorus. Alright, we created 4 scenes only with different mixer settings, and with scene 4 we did this little trick, which is actually called layered sound. We have multiple parts in one performance and they are layered. Well, that is a nice thing to have a closer look at, because they are so much fun that we can have with layered sounds, like adding a drum. So let's do that in the next video.